Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. I'm DG from the DG Show, and you're watching the DG Show on YouTube. Dun, dun, ding, hey man, we got Steph Curry is what Galileo warned us about. By the man saying to play simply hoops. Simply hoops. Simply hoops.
Stephen Curry is exactly what Galileo warned us about 400 years ago.
That's cap, bro.
The 2015-16 NBA season, and the Golden State Warriors are running through the league like nothing professional basketball has ever witnessed
bro, I wish I was
before.
watching basketball back then, bro. I didn't start watching basketball until like 2018, 2017, 2018. 2018 is where I really started locking in, but I really started around 2017. But 2018 I really locked in. That's when I was following in college. Michael Porter Jr. supposed to be number one overall pick in 2018.
Steph Curry's standing 35 feet from the basket, well beyond the three-point line, well beyond what any serious basketball mind would call a reasonable shot. He catches the ball.
Curry was the best player to watch, the most funnest player to watch of all time.
Barely takes a dribble and rises into a jumper that should miss by 6 feet. It goes in. The crowd loses its mind. Oh, what a shot from Curry! This is not a fluke. This is a structural collapse of everything the basketball world believed it understood about shooting efficiency, shot selection, and the physical limits of what a human being can do with a basketball. In 1632, Galileo Galilei published a book that got him placed under house arrest for the rest of his life. The book was called Dialogue Concerning the Two Chief World Systems, and its central argument was simple but devastating. The universe does not work the way you think it does. The accepted wisdom of nearly 2,000 years, the Aristotelian model that educated men had built entire civilizations of thought around, was wrong. Galileo didn't just challenge a theory, he challenged the entire framework that people used to understand reality. He said that when you drop two objects of different weights, they reach the ground at the same time, which contradicted everything the scientific establishment had spent centuries insisting was true. The establishment didn't thank him for this. They prosecuted him. Because what Galileo was really warning the world about wasn't just physics, it was what happens when someone proves that a limitation you believed in was never actually a law at all. To understand what Curry represents, you have to understand the orthodoxy he walked into. The NBA by 2009 had already calcified around a set of beliefs about how winning basketball was played. You built your offense around a dominant big man or a slashing wing who could get to the rim. You used the three-point line as a supplement, a weapon for specific shooters in specific moments, not as the central architecture of your entire offensive system. Teams that shot too many threes were undisciplined. Coaches who encouraged deep pull-up jumpers from 30 feet were reckless. The analytics community, which was supposed to challenge conventional wisdom, had actually reinforced a version of the orthodoxy by correctly pointing out that shots near the rim were more efficient than mid-range jumpers.
They're more efficient, but they're not more valuable. I can make 42% of my threes, but if I make, that's more points per minute than if I make 50% of my 2-pointers. That's knowledge. Niggas seem to lock in, bro. I'm a real, math teacher, bro. I got an A+ in math class all throughout high school, pretty much.
Most people drew from that data was that you attacked the basket and you stayed close to the basket. Nobody had a
couple of the Warriors, bro. Real shit. Just make it happen.
35
come on, man.
At 54%
Look at this, bro.
efficiency.
I just want to play with that
player
team.
Wasn't supposed to exist. Galileo's most important contribution to science wasn't any single discovery. It was his insistence that you had to measure things rather than simply reason about them from first principles. Curry's entire career is a refutation of the basketball equivalent of this exact failure. Basketball scouts in the early 2000s didn't measure whether a 6'3" guard with chronic ankle problems could sustain shooting efficiency from extreme distance over a full career. They looked at him and reasoned about it based on what they believed they already understood about the game, and they decided he couldn't. The Golden State Warriors selected him in the draft after 6 teams had passed on him. Teams that looked at his frame, looked at his ankle injury history.
But he still got taken 7, though. That just shows how good Curry was. In a stacked-ass 2009 draft class, Serge Ibaka, DeMar DeRozan, Ricky Rubio, Blake Griffin, Curry still got taken number 7 overall, bro. That just goes to show how good Curry is, bro. We gotta put some more respect on Curry's college career, not just his NBA career. Stop talking about Curry like he's just this NBA player who came around. He was good in college too. He just injury prone, and people didn't. He was never something seen before. But he made his mark in college. He Curry respect 28 points carrying Davidson, no name school. He you know what I'm saying, he wasn't even supposed to make it to college for it. Nobody wanted him. And Davidson took a shot on him, and he carried him to the Final Four. Like, come on, bro, put respect on Curry's college career too, man.
The evidence in front of them pointed toward.
Matter of fact, bro, I gotta rewatch that damn Curry documentary.
Limitation.
In that Allen Iverson documentary.
The Golden State Warriors select Stephen Curry from Davidson College.
Man, I wish I could be there in that draft room, bro.
A healthier Curry was beginning to reveal something that didn't fit the existing framework. His 3-point percentage.
Bro, I play just like Curry, but like a
But the league still hadn't fully processed
I can play like anybody
because the volume wasn't there yet, and volume is what forces a paradigm to collapse. In 2015-16, Curry made 402 three-pointers.
Bro, I wish I was watching this whole season, bro.
Becoming the first unanimous MVP in NBA history and setting a
30 points in 30 minutes per night.
He was making deep pull-up threes in transition, catch and shoot threes from the logo, off the dribble threes from distances remote.
And y'all gotta realize he's not just saying, oh, he was making these tough threes. These are the toughest threes. Like, he's already getting guarded like he's Steph Curry, right? You know what I'm saying? No inch of space. And not only that, he's coming off of screens. You know what I'm saying? Off the catch, which is like they even having to be able to make that shot is just over a defender in front of you and behind you. Like, look at this, right? This is incredible to watch.
He was doing it at an efficiency that completely invalidated every assumption coaches and front offices had made about shot selection for the previous 30 years. Galileo wrote that the greatest obstacle to discovering the truth isn't ignorance. It's the illusion of knowledge. The NBA didn't struggle to accept Curry because it lacked information. It struggled because it already believed it knew how basketball worked. Defensive coordinators had entire systems built around the assumption that a shooter becomes less dangerous the farther he moves away from the basket. Close out on the three-point line, take away the corner three, force the ball handler into mid-range situations, and you've defended the three-point threat. This was the accepted model. What it didn't account for was a player whose effective shooting range between where other players' effective range ended.
But that three right there, I watched that game, bro. That shit got me so horny, bro. Like, horny, like, as in, like, bro, so much aura. Just pulsating off Curry, not like sex-wise.
When Curry comes off a screen 30 feet from the basket, closing on him is functionally impossible.
That right there, bro. Oh my God, 99% smothered.
He's made more three-pointers from beyond 30 feet than any player who's ever lived. Every defensive principle built on the assumption that distance equals safety was not just challenged by Curry, it was dismantled. Here's what Galileo understood that the Aristotelian establishment refused to accept. When an observation contradicts your model, the answer isn't to explain away the observation, the answer is to revise the model. The league, to its credit, eventually did exactly that. The transformation in how NBA teams approach offense over the last decade is directly traceable to what Curry forced everyone to confront. Teams that once ran half their offense through post-up players started clearing the paint and spacing the floor. Coaches who once treated a 30-foot pull-up as a bad shot started building entire offensive systems around creating that exact shot for their best shooter. Young players across every level of basketball started training from distances their predecessors would have considered wasteful. The revolution wasn't just about one player being exceptionally skilled, it was about one player revealing that the collective understanding of what constituted a good shot was built on assumptions that were never tested at the level Curry tested them. But here's where Galileo's warning gets specific. He didn't just warn us that accepted wisdom could be wrong, he warned us about the institutional resistance to anyone who proves it. The people who persecuted Galileo weren't stupid, they were invested. 2,000 years of scientific and theological infrastructure had been built around the Aristotelian model. Admitting Galileo was right didn't just mean updating a fact, it meant accepting that everything built on top of the wrong assumption needed to be re-examined. The NBA faced a version of this same crisis. Every defensive scheme, every draft evaluation framework, every analytical model that had been used to assess shooting value was suddenly exposed as incomplete. Teams that had passed on Curry, franchises that had built their rosters around the old orthodoxy, executives who had dismissed pull-up threes as undisciplined, none of them could admit in real time that they'd been wrong without also admitting the scale of what that mistake cost them. The franchise that drafted Steph Curry in 2009
it's only 16,
spent that better part of a decade
really
in comfortable irrelevance.
Because the fucking
Warriors of the
that one team, fucking weak ass Timberwolves, passed them twice.
Late 2000s were
that was
not a destination team.
Man.
They were not a major market powerhouse with decades of championship infrastructure. They were a lottery team in a building with declining attendance, and they took a skinny guard with ankle problems that genuinely threatened
really
his
revolutionized
career and
the
handed him
entire
keys.
basketball scene, the Warriors franchise.
He built something from nothing. He won a championship in 2015 before a single mercenary arrived to join the cause, and then won another one in 2022 after all the mercenaries had cycled through and departed. The Warriors are Steph's team in the same way that the atom was Galileo's domain. He didn't inherit a kingdom. He constructed the proof himself over years under conditions that were supposed to prevent exactly the result he produced. Compare that with every player who tried to manufacture the same outcome through a different method. Kevin Durant arrived in Golden State in 2016 to chase the ring that the system told him validated his entire career. He won it twice. He was a generational talent in his own right, physically perhaps the most gifted scoring wing the league has ever produced. But he didn't build anything. He joined the structure Curry built and collected the hardware that structure produced. Then he left. Then the structure kept producing hardware without him. That's not a criticism of Durant's talent. That's an observation about what legitimacy actually looks like when you trace it back to
that finals was so good to watch, bro.
Don't require
that's one of the best finals, the 2018 finals. Whew.
Asterisk, because the system was
his. That shit was fun time,
Durant's
bro.
required 3 of them. Giannis Antetokounmpo is another version of the citizen builder.
2022.
He arrived in Milwaukee as an unknown teenager from Athens in a market so small that the realistic expectation for his tenure was that he'd develop, get good, and eventually leave for somewhere more significant. He stayed. He suffered through losing seasons and draft lottery nights and the constant noise about whether he'd ever win anything meaningful in Wisconsin. In 2021, he won them a championship that nobody in the NBA could challenge the legitimacy of because the suffering was public and the loyalty was documented and everyone had watched him build it. Galileo would recognize something in both Curry and Giannis that he'd spent his life trying to demonstrate. Proof built through observation over time is the only kind of proof that holds. Now consider what the Galileo parallel reveals about this specific...
Damn! Oh my gosh, what the fuck was it? Who gave this nigga this haircut, bro? Bro, hell nah, bro. You got me fucked up. He asked for this, my nigga. What was this? Bro, this looks like a fucking... I don't know, bro. Like you just shaved all around an apple. It's just like... You got I don't know, bro. It's like a race car track field. Like a headband of hair. Like... Bro, this nigga head is crazy, bro. I can't believe somebody made this nigga get this haircut. What type of thought process was this? Galileo, you making your niggas get these cuts to be around you, nigga? You that insecure, you gotta make your niggas walk around like this around hoes? Damn, Galileo, lock in, bro. You can't make your niggas get a better haircut.
Curry's achievement. That the numbers
Curry would never make Klay Thompson get a cut like that.
By the time Curry broke Ray Allen's all-time three-pointers made record in December 2021, he had 2,974 career threes.
And Curry's mom is so fine, bro. Holy shit, bro. Derek Curry's lucky.
The all-time three-point king in the NBA.
Yeah, you should Curry fine too. All the girls in his life just...
74.
Man, that was a good time to be alive, bro.
He reached 4,000.
4K.
That's more than 1,000 three-pointers in roughly 3 years, made at a pace that no other player has ever approached even...
And y'all gotta think about it. Curry's always injured, bro. Imagine if he wasn't injured. Like, oh my gosh.
Across a stretch of seasons.
4,000 against the Kings, too. Against the Kings.
Truly the portrait of an artist. He has 5 seasons with 300 or more three-pointers made. Every other player in NBA history combined.
Bro, LeBron just needs to come to the Warriors. We got LeBron, Jimmy Butler, Curry, Draymond Green, and like, you know what I'm saying, like a center. Bro, we gonna be good, bro. We gonna, you know what I'm saying. We got Pods, Moody coming back from injury, DeAnthony Melton. You know what I'm saying. Bro, we gonna have, bro. We get that draft pick we got, bro.
Three-pointers.
And we gonna make the finals next year, bro.
Don't match his totals. These aren't just impressive statistics, they're Galilean on the sense that they make the prior model of what was possible look like an artifact of ignorance rather than an accurate mapping of physical reality. In February 2025, Curry hit 12 three-pointers in a single game against the Orlando Magic. 12. On the same night. Steph's got 12 threes!
Shit, bro.
He hit a 50-foot shot to beat the halftime buzzer.
Bro, I remember watching all these games and Fight react to it.
A 51-foot shot from nearly mid-court, taken with the same mechanical composure that most players reserve for free throws. When Galileo dropped objects of different weights from the Leaning Tower of Pisa and watched them land simultaneously, the crowd didn't applaud the physics, they questioned the experiment. They assumed something must be wrong with the setup because the result contradicted everything they believed. The people watching Curry release a basketball from 51 feet had the same fundamental reaction. Their framework had no room for what they were watching. The shot going in wasn't the problem. The problem was what it implied about everything they thought they understood.
Wow.
Here's the thing that Galileo understood that the basketball establishment still hasn't fully processed even now. When a single experiment destroys your model, the correct response is to discard the model, not to treat the experiment as an exception. The league responded to Curry by incorporating his style rather than by understanding what his style revealed about the underlying physics of shooting efficiency. Teams started shooting more threes, yes, but most of them did it by finding shooters who fit the traditional profile, guys who could knock down catch-and-shoot threes at reasonable percentages from the standard three-point distance. Almost nobody attacked the deeper question, which is whether the relationship between distance and efficiency that everyone assumes is a law is actually just a function of training methodology and biomechanical development that can be altered. Curry
smack down fucking weak ass Celtics in the finals.
Publicly for 16 years, and the results keep coming back the same way. The question Galileo forced science to confront wasn't just whether his specific claims were correct, it was whether the entire epistemological framework of that scientific knowledge could survive the kind of empirical challenge he was mounting. Curry forces basketball to confront the same kind of question. If a player can shoot from 35 feet at 54% efficiency, where's the actual outer boundary of shooting?
Curry ain't made no 54%.
The honest answer is that nobody knows, because nobody before Curry had the combination of mechanics, strength, and range training to find out. He didn't just break a record, he revealed that the record was an artifact of prior limitations and how the game was practiced and coached, not a ceiling imposed by the laws of physics themselves. The career three-point percentage tells part of the story. 42.4% across 16 seasons and over 10,000 attempts ranks in the top tier of all players who've ever taken a significant volume of threes. What makes that number extraordinary isn't the percentage itself, it's that his percentage exists in the context of the difficulty of the shots he's taking. The average NBA player taking 10,000 three-point attempts over a career would be selecting the most favorable looks available to him. Corners and catch-and-shoot opportunities.
He's taking the off the dribble, off the catch.
Curry's 10,000 attempts include a substantial portion of shots that other players in the league simply don't attempt at all, because their previous training had defined those shots as outside the range of reasonable basketball. He's maintaining a career percentage comparable to the most efficient volume shooters in the league history, while simultaneously attempting shots that are statistically classified in a different category of difficulty. It's as if Galileo had matched the accuracy of the most precise Aristotelian measurements while conducting experiments
how many planets do we got? What the fuck is Saturn?
The streak deserves its own examination. From 2018 to 2023, Curry made at least one three-pointer in 268 consecutive games. That's nearly 5 full seasons. He also owns the second longest streak in league history at 157 games, a streak he set before the longer one.
Damn.
This means 2 of the 3 longest three-point streaks in the history of the NBA belong to the same player, separated by a period of continued excellence. A streak of 268
the best point guard of all time, top 5 of all time, bro.
It's a demonstration of sustained mechanical consistency operating at a level that's outside the normal distribution of human athletic performance. The comparison isn't to other great shooters. The comparison is to what Galileo was doing when he kept running the same experiments under different conditions and kept getting the same result. At some point, the repeated proof stops being a finding and becomes a law. Galileo spent his final years under house arrest, his books banned, his ideas formally condemned by the most powerful institutional authority on Earth. He was right about everything. The authority was wrong about everything. What Galileo warned us about wasn't just scientific error, it was the institutional cost of being the person whose existence makes the accepted framework untenable. Curry has paid a quieter version of that price his entire career, dismissed at the draft, doubted through injuries, told implicitly and explicitly by the structure of the game he played that what he was doing shouldn't work, that a 6'3" guard with fragile ankles couldn't be the best player on a dynasty. He kept running the experiment anyway. His 4,225 three-pointers, his unanimous MVP, his 4 championships, his record that grows further from Ray Allen's mark with every game he plays, they're not just basketball achievements, they're proof that the model was wrong. They always were.
My name is Lonnie.
Hey man, that was a good video, man. That was a good ass video, bro. Just basically, bro, Curry really just changed the whole definition of how you even think about basketball, bro. What y'all think about that, man? Let me know what y'all think about that in the comments, man. It's hot as fuck. Like, comment down below. I gotta go, bro. I'm pass out.